I overheard a 28-year-old at Starbucks yesterday telling his friend, I can't wait to be old enough to just not give a damn what anyone thinks. That kid has no idea what he just said. But every man over 60 knows exactly what he meant. While you're looking back at your 20s with nostalgia, those same 20-somethings are looking at you with something they'll never admit: pure envy. Now let me tell you what nobody tells you about getting older. You've accumulated superpowers that younger men would kill for, but you're too busy missing your hair and your metabolism to notice. Those 30-year-olds scrolling through LinkedIn at 2 a.m., terrified about their careers, they look at you and see freedom they can't even comprehend yet. That cocky 25-year-old who thinks he knows everything, he's secretly wondering how you sleep so well at night, while he's up stressing about impressing some boss who doesn't even remember his name. The confidence you think you've lost, it's actually the one thing they're desperately trying to fake. I'm Dr. Avery Scott, and if you want to understand just how enviable your position really is, hit that subscribe button right now. What I'm about to reveal will make you realize you're not declining. You're operating from a position of strength that younger men can only dream about. And ring that notification bell too, so you get notified whenever I share posts like this. So, what's the first thing younger men envy about you? It's your financial, I don't need this job energy. Remember being 32, swallowing your pride because you needed that paycheck? Remember biting your tongue when your boss said something stupid because you had a mortgage and kids? That young man at your office still lives that nightmare every single day. You walk into meetings now with genuine indifference to the outcome. If they don't like your proposal, so what? If they want to play politics, you'll watch from the sidelines. That calm detachment drives younger men insane because they're still performing for approval you stopped caring about a decade ago. But this financial freedom created something even more powerful: the ability to walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. Bad relationship? Gone. Toxic friend? Cut off. Boring social event? You leave early without explanation. They're still saying yes to everything because they're terrified of missing out or offending someone. This selective power extends beyond money into something that makes them burn with envy. You've stopped trying to be cool. Remember spending hours picking the right outfit for a party? Remember caring what music was playing in your car when you picked up a date? Remember actually believing that other people's opinions of your choices mattered? Now you wear what's comfortable, listen to what you enjoy, and do what makes sense to you. That 35-year-old is still checking his Instagram likes and adjusting his personality based on who he's talking to. You became immune to that insecurity somewhere in your 50s, and he can sense it. This authenticity shift reveals the deeper truth. Young men are exhausting themselves trying to prove they're worth knowing, while you've reached the point where you assume you're worth knowing and let others prove they deserve your time. They're still auditioning for life while you're directing your own show. Now, if you're nodding along thinking, damn right, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we dive deep into these psychological advantages regularly. You don't want to miss them when they are published. And drop a comment too telling me which of these points hit you the hardest. I want to know what resonates most with men who've earned their stripes. Moving on, here's something else you need to know. You may even relate to it. You see, what these younger men really envy goes beyond surface confidence to something much deeper: your pattern recognition. You've seen this movie before, multiple times. When some 28-year-old is losing his mind over a workplace crisis, you're thinking, this exact thing happened in 1997, and here's how it plays out. They're making the same mistakes you made 30 years ago, but they have to make them because wisdom can't be downloaded. You get to sit back and watch the show, knowing the ending before the second act even starts. That perspective is worth more than any salary they're chasing. This wisdom creates an unshakable calm that drives them crazy. Remember when you thought every problem was life or death urgent? When every relationship felt like it could be the one? When every career setback seemed catastrophic? Now you know which battles are worth fighting and which ones resolve themselves with patience. They're still in the chaos. You're watching from the calm. Actually, we broke this entire psychology down in a recent edition of our Senior Men Club newsletter, How Your Accumulated Experience Becomes a Psychological Fortress That Younger Men Can't Penetrate or Replicate. The insights were so good that subscribers were forwarding it to their sons. We'll give you a link to join for free later in this video. Now, here's another thing that these younger men will never admit but desperately wish they had: your ability to be selective with your energy. That networking event that feels mandatory to them, you skip it without guilt. That family drama that would have consumed you at 35, you handle it with 3 phone calls and move on. You've learned the art of strategic disengagement. While they're saying yes to everything and burning out by Thursday, you've mastered the power of no without explanation. They're still believing they need to justify their choices to people who don't pay their bills or share their bed. And sexually, they're performing, worrying about technique, duration, comparison. You know what you want, ask for it directly, and focus on actual pleasure instead of imaginary scorecards. That confidence in intimacy, the kind that comes from decades of experience, is something they can't fake no matter how many articles they read. And the ultimate thing they envy? You've stopped waiting for your life to begin. They're still thinking, when I get promoted, when I buy the house, when I find the right person. You figured out that life is what's happening right now, not what's coming next. That young man stressed about his 5-year plan has no idea that you wake up each morning with the luxury of choosing what matters today. His whole identity is tied up in potential. Yours is built on accomplishment and earned wisdom. They're fighting to become someone worthy of respect. You already know you're worthy and let others catch up to that reality. The difference in energy is unmistakable, and it drives them crazy because they can't shortcut their way to what you've earned through decades of experience. Now, I want to hear your perspective on this. What's something you stressed about in your 20s or 30s that seems completely ridiculous to you now? What would you tell your younger self about the advantages that come with age? Share in the comments because younger viewers need to hear these truths from men who've actually lived them. And if you want weekly reminders of just how powerful your position in life really is, along with strategies for maximizing these advantages, join our Senior Men Weekly newsletter. Link is in the description area and pinned in the comments section below. Subscribe if you're ready to stop apologizing for your age and start leveraging it. And I'll see you next week when we talk about why your so-called decline might actually be your greatest competitive advantage.